All right, y'all, I have some amazing footage for y'all you have never seen before that Jeremy Corbell just released from an active duty member of our U.S. military, right, while on deployment. He filmed a UFO. Again, this has never been released before. And it just got released in a brand new series on TUBI called UFO Revolution. This is season 2. And I watched the episode that came out last night. I stayed up late and I watched it. And honestly, there's a lot of great things in there. I'll get to more of that a little bit later. But look, first, what I want to do is play the trailer for the series. And then when we come back, I'm going to play you a clip from the series that, again, unless you've seen the show, you have not seen this before. This is brand new. And I highly recommend people going and checking out the entire episode. Again, I'll get to more of that a little bit later because there's a little controversy surrounding the show, but I want to address it. All right, so let's watch the trailer first for this brand new season of UFO Revolution. It's on TUBI. Check it out.
Since the last time you saw me, a lot has gone down. Releasing the jellyfish UFO has put a target on my back.
This is a potential threat.
There are 2 Department of Justice investigations. We've made public some information that people didn't want out.
I wouldn't take any chances if I were you right now because you've got a bullseye on you.
The closer you get to the truth with this thing, the more pushback you get. New information has come forward.
I think people are ready for the next level.
We have members of Congress who believe that not only are there extraterrestrials on Earth, but that they have built bases.
At the end of the day, we just want the truth.
I provided them a 20-plus page report that the world is looking for right now about Immaculate Constellation and the man who authored it. I took the risk of walking a whistleblower into multiple meetings unannounced. When they saw you testify, it fucking gave them balls to come forward.
It's not a good decision for your personal life.
Based upon what this person knows, this is huge.
Do you believe that the federal government is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public?
Yes, sir.
100%.
Yes.
Yes.
I think people are going to tell the truth. If they don't, then I will.
There is a document that will be entered into the congressional record today about Immaculate Constellation.
Congress just lied to the American public. It is immeasurably dangerous that they lied about this. She knew it was a lie. So you want to explain it while we're recording? Because we're recording right now. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm fucking going to look everybody in the fucking eye. Whoever fucking lied, I'm going to say it in front of everybody.
We're dealing with a subject that is so explosive and so revolutionary. And anyone who's managing an empire that has a stake in keeping its power structure, they're not going to play nice.
When you're talking about people coming forward and those people no longer existing, that's a problem.
So you're saying that people have died in it?
All right, so there's a lot in that clip right there, right? And to be honest with you, or pardon me. All right, so there's a lot in that trailer, right? And look, I'll address everything about the show and some of the controversy surrounding it and my personal opinion about all of this, to be honest with you, at the end. But what I want to get to is a clip from, again, this season 2, episode 1 of this show, where they show, honestly, quite a few different UFO videos. So you should absolutely check out the entire episode. But one in particular that I found fascinating, right, and the story behind it. So thought you'd want to see it, right? So look, without further ado, let's play this clip. Again, this is an active or a military member, an active deployment, right, in Iraq with his crew, who come upon something they can't explain and they film it, right? And talk about it. Now, before we get to this clip, let me introduce the sponsor of today's video. All right, y'all, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Straight Arrow News. All right, you can use this link down below right here on the screen, san.com/vetted, VETTED. Sign up today. It's free to join. Okay, you can get the app if you have an iPhone, Android phone, you know, a tablet, whatever, or just on your desktop. Really easy to use, just straightforward. It's free to use, and you basically just get unbiased, straightforward news, right? Not left-leaning, not right-leaning, just straightforward, okay? This is the news. Here's the facts. Make up your own mind. I absolutely love the site. It totally fits with what we're doing here at Vetted, and there couldn't be a better sponsor, honestly. I hope they stay with us because I actually use this product, and I love telling y'all about something that I personally use myself, to be honest with you. Again, free to use, right? Just use the link below. There's one in the description or the top pinned comment of this YouTube video, or again, just use the website on the screen, san.com/vetted. Go sign up. Really easy. Look, let's just take a look at it, right? This is what you're getting. They got videos, they got articles, all independent journalists who are just providing the news, okay? No BS, no nothing else. I love it. Again, it's something I use. That's probably the best part about it. It's actually something I use, and you can get everything the way you want it, y'all. So I highly recommend checking out this site, san.com/vetted. Check it out today. Peace. All right, y'all. Let's get to this clip you've been waiting for. Now, make up your own mind. Let me know what you think in the comments.
This particular evening, maybe 100 miles from the Syrian border, we set up a coil, which is a 360-degree security. And basically, I was looking at the thermals, just kind of scanning back and forth. I'm going to say it's probably about 200 meters. I kind of see something raise up. An object kind of come off the floor from that distance.
Send a red 4. Roger.
I would probably say it went about 25 meters off the ground and started elevating upward, and I was like, this is weird. What the hell is this?
This thing is just lifting up, and they're watching it. They're like, what is that super luminous thing in the middle of nowhere, Iraq?
I was like, man, I gotta film this. Started filming, so I was looking through my camera screen, keep continually raising. You know, I'm using that as like a giant scope to like catch everything. Swayed to the left, to the right, and then went upward and didn't go straight up, but it veered a little bit, and almost like a back and forth motion. It just kept going up, and I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? I knew it wasn't right.
But when he finally gets zoomed in and you see the shape,
it was almost like a dish looking thing with like something kind of slightly protruding out of the top, maybe. I'll say 25 feet like across, I don't know, from the top to the bottom, maybe 15 feet or something like that.
It kind of gave me goosebumps because I mean, it looks like the Gimbal. The Gimbal UFO is one of the most important UFO videos that's put out. It's very clearly an anomalous object that can do things that other craft that we have can't.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. Well, if there's like anything, it's rotating.
And this looks in shape so similar to that.
I could tell it wasn't a plane or a helicopter. I would know that something's out there. You could hear a sound. I would be seeing my dust kicked up, static off the rotor. It didn't make any sense.
Now, what is it? I don't know, man.
I believe that it was some kind of craft. It's something different, that's for sure.
This is how I spend most of my time, is digging into just a mountain of evidence and like chipping away at it and trying to decipher who's telling the truth, who has a story that I can help progress. It is astonishing how many people see and now film unidentifieds and UFOs in the sky, not just in military, but civilian people. The UFO phenomenon is everywhere, every country at all times, 24/7. It's just mountains and mountains of data, some low quality data, some higher quality, but it's constant. It doesn't stop, and it's growing.
Now, I must admit that video does look exactly like the gimbal, right? And it looks just like a flying saucer, if I'm being honest. I find it fascinating. And, you know, it kind of brings up the whole question of, you know, oh gosh, okay, bringing out this stuff, you know, well, you know, what does it mean, man? You know, it's like, well, look, you know, I'm probably going to get some hate in the comments for this, but I don't care. This is my opinion, and this is how I feel. I appreciate this show, right? And I can see it for what it is. It's a little bit entertainment, right? At the same time, it's a little bit to sort of push the topic forward, right? And get people talking, right? Which it will do. This will create discussion about the topic. People will argue over this video and it's BS, and other people will say, you know, oh my God, you know, and everything in between. And that's kind of the point. And I appreciate that. And to be honest with you, when I sat down and watched that show, I was entertained. I watched it and I was enthralled the entire time, right? I was like, okay, this is cool. I was into it, right? You know, if I made a show, would I make it differently? Well, yeah, probably, but that's just an artist, you know, an artist thing. Everyone's going to make a show the way they want, right? I can appreciate it for what it is. And I know Jeremy's getting some hate about it. It's manufactured drama. It's this, it's that. Okay. But, you know, I think all television is a little bit dramatic, right? And anyone expecting disclosure, you know, to come from a television show, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't see that happening. I see these other mediums as other ways to get, you know, the topic pushed forward, right? I mean, that's what television shows, documentaries, movies, books, podcasts, YouTube videos, you know, Twitter spaces, whatever, you know, like that's what that's for, right? And that was my whole argument against the hearings when they happened, right? That's not what that's for. The hearings are for something different. But, you know, this show is a totally different thing, right? And to be honest with you, you know, Jeremy said something in the show that really stuck with me, and I kind of agree, right? He said if he was in our position, he might be a little skeptical of why he's holding on to different videos and photo, whatever. But if you were in his position, you might understand it a little bit better too. And I got to be honest, that's, you know, my 45 years of life, I've come to understand that same thing, right? It's all about putting yourself in that person's shoes and trying to understand their perspective, right? At the end of the day. So, look, I for one am, you know, was excited for the show, was excited to see it. I'm excited for episode 2, episode 3. I don't know what to tell you. You know, don't watch it if you don't want. I recommend watching it. I enjoyed the heck out of it, to be honest with you. And props to Jeremy for putting together a great show with TMZ and getting it on TUBI. I was entertained. You know, what do you want me to say? There were some things in there that were, you know, kind of cool. I have to be honest. It was shot really well. I can appreciate production, to be honest with you. Just, I'm a film nerd, so I appreciated that, the way it was shot and it was presented in a, you know, digestible way. And honestly, there was quite a few things in the episode. I thought, oh my God, okay, well, I don't even know what to cover here, right? Because they even talked about, like, you know, Arrow knows where a craft is. And if you want to learn more about that, Christian Harloff made a video and played a little clip of that. So I highly recommend checking that out. Yeah, apparently Arrow knows where a UFO is stored, right? And is keeping that a secret. So what? But again, go check out Christian's show, Down to Earth, and you can find out more about that. People are sharing clips all over Twitter about this. And again, I think it's just about creating conversation, and people are going to have different opinions, right? People are going to accuse Jeremy of grifting and this, whatever. You know, teach their own. I respect everyone's opinion, but I have my own, right? And nobody's going to tell me what to think. And I hope nobody tells you what to think. You think about it yourself. If you liked it and you're in, good for you. If you don't, no problem, right? It's all good. Let's just not become enemies because of it, right? So, look, in my opinion, I highly recommend people check out this show, and I found it to be quite entertaining, to be honest with you. And this video, I mean, at first glance, it does seem cool, right? I don't know what's going on there. What is that thing? It does look like the gimbal, which is interesting, right? I have to admit. Now people have said, no, the gimbal is already debunked, and this hasn't been. I don't know, right? I just think anyone trying to tell you they have all the answers, I'm just not weary of that. I love to hear both sides of a story, and then I can make up my own mind, right? I don't need anybody telling me what to think, right? So I presented this to you so you can decide for yourself. So again, go to TUBI, watch the show. I'll put a link down in the description. I make no money off of this. Nobody has told me to promote this. Jeremy hasn't told me to promote this. TUBI hasn't told me to promote this. Nobody's told me to do anything. All right, I made this video because I wanted to, and I watched the show, and I liked it. You know, what do you want me to say? I also, again, there was a lot of things in there, right? I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for episode 2, episode 3. They're going to get into more of what sort of the drama that happened at the hearing. I mean, Jeremy Corbell comes out and says, right, Congress lied to you, you know. I mean, he clearly wasn't happy with the hearing, and I agree. I wasn't either, and I think a lot of people weren't, right? So I'm interested to see some of the behind the scenes of that and what's going on and learn more about the Immaculate Constellation whistleblower and other things, right? This was a great first episode and introduction to the show, in my opinion. And remember, season 1 is on there too, so you can watch those 3. That's where the jellyfish video got released last year, right? So again, I have no problem with data coming out, and then I can decide what to do with it myself, right? Jeremy puts out that video and that story. I can decide what to do with it myself, right? I don't want that being held back because people are like, you know, it's BS. Who decides that? Put it out. I'll decide if it's BS or not. And you can decide for yourself, right? So anyway, there you go. There's the show. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's episode. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.